Hello, my name's Robert Dean Steele, and today I'm going to deviate from my normal path, and we're going to talk about difference between men and women. So today there are some obvious differences. For example, when we talk about anthropology and physiology, first of all, men tend to be larger in size, strength, in body proportions. Men are generally stronger than ladies. Also, as well, men have a tendency to have lower voices and ladies have higher voices. Also, as well, it's interesting that often when men and women have different sizes of brains, which is kind of interesting. Men usually have larger cranial capacity in regards to the size of their heads, but not necessarily. Now, obviously, there are some also mental and also what we would call personality type of differences. For example, men on the average are more assertive. They have higher self esteem. They have as well problem solving skills and risk takers. Where women on the average are more cautious, they can have more anxiety, also, as well, sympathy and sometimes trust issues. They are generally caring and nurturing, communicative, agreeable, and open to change. Now, men also have a tendency to have more of a drive towards self esteem, security, significance, whereas ladies have the difference on communication, affection, and commitment. So once we understand that, yes, we are different, there was a book written years ago, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, I should say. And it is true, there is quite a difference between us. My wife and I, for example, have been married now for decades. We got married back in 1979, and we have noticed that there are a lot of differences between us. But today I would like to talk about, and I've talked about this before, the difference of men and women when it comes to looking at life in general. Now, I have already alluded to the fact that men, for example, are, a little bit more aggressive or assertive. And that is also shown in the fact that we have self esteem situations where men basically seem to be have higher self-esteem than most ladies. Not everybody, but because there are lots of crossovers these days. But also as well, men like to, approach a problem with the whole idea, let's solve the problem. And also as well, men seem to be risk takers. I have a whole bunch of little memes, as my wife calls them. I call them mimi. But anyway, of men who basically the reason why women live longer. One of them was this guy was up on this ladder and he was kind of hanging and looked like at any moment he was going to fall over. And that's probably one of the reasons why women seem to last longer than men. But also, as well, men have a desire basically towards security, towards significance, and towards self esteem. That seems to be the way the Lord wired us. And there's reasons for that. I mean, for example, we find in the book of Genesis, it says this that a man will leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, which basically means that once he leaves his parents, he is then open to relationships with the fairer sex. And that's perfectly fine. But there is a difference. And this is really quite shown in relationships. Many, many men have said, I just don't understand women. Well, that's because they were created different than men. And women are a different breed of cat when it comes to men. Women care about communication. Men basically are task orientated. Ladies are more created for communication. They want to be able to talk things out. They want to know how you feel about the situation. Where men just basically want to express what they want to express and then, of course, go on from there. Now, that's not with everyone, okay? Because there are men who like to communicate, there are men who are affectionate, and there are men who are committed. But generally, when we talk about ladies, they are more communicative. Secondly, they want visible proof that you really care for them. Men will say to his wife or girlfriend, I love you, I care for you, I like for you. And that seems to be enough in his situation. He says, I've said it. What more do I need to do? Well, with the ladies, they want tangible proof. It's one thing to say something, it's quite a different thing to actually follow through. And that's why men, when you're involved in a relationship with a lady, show it by something that you do, something tangible, whether it is a kiss. I remember back in when Larry Lee was doing a series on Could You Not Tarry for 1 hour, he was talking about the fact that 1 minute a day, him and his wife would kiss. And he said that was just one thing that he had determined to do that show affectionately that he loved his wife. Now, of course, there are many different ways that we can do it. Men often say, well, I do all these things for my wife. And it may be, something around the house or a demonstration of fixing the car or making something happen. And for many men, that's how we express our love, by what we do for you in the little things. But ladies want to actually have tangible affection, something that really shows that you care and love them. And the biggest thing, of course, is listening to them. That is absolutely essential. Ladies want to know that they are being heard. Also, as well, this one is absolutely essential: commitment. I have had many dealings with folks over the years, and over, when it comes to marriage counseling, they've said to me, I just want to know that I can trust him. I just want to know that he's committed only to me. And that's very, very important to ladies. They want to know that you are committed to them, that they are important in your life. And when you show that you are a person who loves to be communicative and listen to what they have to say, and this is an important part too, because it was James who wrote this. He says, be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. And if we follow that little simple format, it is going to keep us from a lot of trouble, because 80% of all communication is listening skills. People want to be heard. They want to know that their narrative and their story is important. And it's the same on both sides, but more with the ladies than with the men. Secondly, of course, showing affection, tangible evidences that you care for them. It could be hand-holding, could be kissing, it could be cuddling, and other factors as well. But the simple fact is that when you show affection, this shows that you really do care. And then, of course, commitment. When you say that you're going to be honest with them, and we use this particular phrase when we do marriages: to love, honor, and cherish. That means that we as men choose to honor our wives, we choose to cherish them, and we choose to also as well be committed to them. And not just for a short period of time. We're talking all the time. And so if you do these things, you know what? you're going to have a healthy relationship. But you also need to recognize that there is a difference between men and women. And once you understand at least a little bit of what we've talked about today, it will certainly be something that will help you in your relationship with the opposite sex. My name is Robert Dean Steele. Thank you for spending time with me. Have yourself a great day.